Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back, or welcome to another Bangs audio review. You know how there's been this trend in TV shows, particularly like dramas, where it's the episode before the either series or season finale that ends up with the most amount of drama, suspense, crazy shit happening. Well, that trend is going to continue here today with Leteciel Shark from Pen and Audio. And the reason that I'm putting it in the second to last episode, we're going to call it not a series finale, because I'm hopeful, but at least a season finale for the channel. This is the second to last review that will be done for the foreseeable future due to some changing personal circumstances. And that's as far as I'm going to get into that for the time being. Anyway, we're looking at this set here, the Leteciel Shark, and then the final series, or season, hopefully, season finale will be the CKLVX CK2V, which I know y'all are excited to hear about. But this review today is going to be a little different because there's something that I found that I think is kind of controversial, not super great, and I feel like it's something that you guys should all, and ladies, should all know about. And I can thank I can thank Rogue Gorilla again for sort of pointing me in this direction, although I don't think that he had any idea that this was going to happen. It was just a suggestion because Leteciel Shark and the ivipQ IQ14, aka the Shanhai, are triple dynamic driver unit configurations, as is the Artti R1, which also comes into play in this review and comparison. But there's some very interesting things that we need to look at in regards to the Shark and the Shanhai specifically, which aren't going to make a lot of people happy, I don't think. Certainly didn't make me happy, being that I did pay for the Shark with my own money. So there we go. If you have this set and you enjoy it, please continue to do so. I'm not in any way trying to take away from your enjoyment of the set, and the set is good. Okay? Just flat out, it's a really good set. Sounds really good, nicely tuned, well built, well accessorized, as you can see as we do our little unbox here. This, if you order it from, at least from, did I get it from Ollie? I think I got it from Ollie. It comes with this in a pouch taped to the side. It's a little acrylic set of this girl band, which is cool. I mean, the set is definitely geared for K-pop and J-pop and things like that. It definitely plays well with those genres for sure. So you get this really cute little set here, and this cute little pin as well. So nice little added accessories. $109.90 is the price, the asking price on this, regular retail. I believe I got mine for about $95 on sale with coupons, coins, etc. So it's around $100. We'll just call it that. Inside the box, another little card. Looks like a postcard if you want to send it to a friend. Kind of cool. And then your stock cable, which is okay. Nothing to write home about. It's just I didn't even use it because I have others, and I wanted to go with the 4.4, so that's what I did. But this is a nice cable. It's not tangly from what I can tell. It's a little bit on the thin side, but the ear hooks are not super aggressive. It's fine. It's fine. If you don't care about 4.4 for your termination, then probably no need to go about cable swapping. Oh yeah, that's right. There's nothing under there. On this side, you had your case, which is very nice. Very nice case. Sort of a denim stitched feel to it, felt on the inside. A little on the small side, but still holds the IMs and this pretty thick ivipQ cable as well, which is what I was using for my listening. Ear tips are sparse, but that's okay. They're at least decent quality, sort of on the narrower bore side of things. Just a set, small, medium, large, fine. No problem. I mean, it's not a $200 set. It's $110. So, like I said, different companies have different approaches. Some of them, really load you up, assuming that you're going to use them, and others are like, well, they're probably going to use whatever they normally use, so we'll just include the bare minimum, as is the case here with the Shark. And that's fine. The unboxing is fine. I mean, the box is super cute. Really geared towards, I guess, what did I call myself a year and a half ago? What's that word? What is word? It'll come to me at some point. Somebody who idolizes Japanese culture, this kind of stuff. Yeah, I don't know. I'm drawing a blank. You know what I mean. Anyway, so box, good. Accessories, cute. Extraneous, but cute. There we go. And the case is a nice case, I would say. On your specifications, we are looking at pretty standard stuff here. A resistance of 16 ohms. That's kind of, I guess, there's an industry standard for resistance or impedance on IM, 16 ohms is probably it. Sensitivity is in line at 104 decibels. And like I said, it is a 3 dynamic driver configuration, a single 10. They don't tell you the size of the other 2. They're in coaxial configuration, but I'm assuming they're 6s. Could be wrong. I haven't found anything definitive on that, but I'm assuming that that's what it is. Mainly based on the other set that we're going to talk about. So, but yes. All right. So, yeah, I'll give it a definite good. It's a good unbox. It's good accessories. It's good. It's not it's not great. The build on this is really nice. 3D printed resin and an extremely attractive faceplate, which probably won't be done justice here, but sparkly, lots of different colors in there, pinks and purples and blues and greens and aquas and silvers, and just a gorgeous faceplate, delicious faceplate on it. And they're comfortable, not overly large, nicely ergonomically designed as far as that goes. I didn't have any issues with physical fatigue from these. Did end up using the old standby, the old Divinus velvet tips for the majority of my listening. And yeah, overall, I enjoyed the experience. They're not perfect. They're not anywhere close to being as good as the SLA3 or the BGVP Feather or EPZ K5. They're not in that sort of level. But they're good. I will say that they are good. Speaking of the Sonics and the graph, let's pull them up. Let's see, what do I have up here right now? All right, let's take that one out for the time being. What do I like? 2 and 3, left and right. So you can see channel matching is very good. Runs right along. It's got that nice little mid bass bump to it, so they're kind of a warm, fun, bassy feel. The ear gain's fairly well. The mids are present, just slightly recessed, but not too recessed. They're present enough. You can see the ear gains takes a fairly steep. It starts off a little bit mild and then takes a fairly steep curve until it reaches the peak of the set's sensitivity at about 89.5 decibels, right around 4K. So, as long as you are not super sensitive to ear gain, you're gonna be okay with this set, because it does have some energetic ear gain for sure. Treble, is scooped out between 5 and 8K, and then comes back up around 9 and 10, 11, 12 to give it a little bit of sense of sparkle. I don't really call it air, but it definitely has a shimmeriness to it. Insofar as how this set is balanced, I think it's pretty well balanced. You know, again, unless you're sensitive to the ear gain region, you probably won't have a problem fatigue-wise from listening to this set because the treble is not super pronounced. Um, Rolled off in the mid treble, a little bit of coming back up towards the mid, or sorry, the lower treble to the mid treble, and then upper treble is pretty rolled off. So I don't think anybody's going to necessarily complain about that unless you're, you know, super airhead, and then you're not going to be super happy because there's not much past 12.5, 13K to speak of. I didn't find them to be too intimate or too dull or too, you know, soft in the treble. If anything, I think I've found something that, like, I'm not a huge fan of like dynamic driver treble when the dynamic driver is not like super good. It kind of annoys me in the same way, not in the same way, but sort of in the same way that inexpensive BA treble annoys me. It's a different feel, you know. It's more of a slightly more. It's not. It's less shushy and more like metallic, more ringy, and that part of it, I wasn't a huge fan of. But it wasn't like in your face. It was just something I noticed more in the background. I was like, oh yeah, I can kind of hear that. It kind of it sounds like the dynamic drivers, like dual sixes or whatever they actually are, probably dual sixes, are just kind of trying hard to do their job. Like they're not presenting like a smooth, sort of seamless, detailed, forever kind of, you know, feel to them, and that probably is due to just their price point and the driver quality that was implemented. But okay. So yeah, I guess suffice to say I wasn't a huge fan of the treble. It's not offensive. It just wasn't, just not my jam, right? But as far as the bass and the mids go, and because I'm not super sensitive to ear gain, I didn't find any trouble up until, you know, right about 4K. And then after that, it was kind of like, you know, it's okay. It's all right. For $110, you know, you can do better. There are better sets out there. I'll just say it right now. I already mentioned some. You know, you've got the K5 from EPZ, you've got the BGVP Feather, and you've got the SLA3, which is just such a banger, dude. Anyway, so that's kind of like where I was like, okay, this is a better than average set at a fairly reasonable price point. Yeah, I can kind of get behind it, not as much as I have with some other sets recently, but you know, it's got the pen and pedigree behind it. The build quality is good. The accessories are kind of fun. Sorry, this is not the cable you get with it. That might have, well, it wouldn't have changed my mind entirely, but yeah, I mean, they're okay. You know, they're a very pretty to look at set with a lot of kind of cool tchotchkes that come along with them, and they sound good, if not great. Okay. If this were the end of the story, then they would get like a soft recommend from me. Like if you're a Pennant fan and you like collecting their sets and you don't have a triple dynamic driver and you don't have something that's sort of tuned like this, then I could see you going for it. The price tag's not terrible, you know, $110, not terrible. But this is not where the story ends, unfortunately, for the Shark. Again, my buddy Rogue, he's like, hey, why don't you grab that? You know, he sold me the ivipQ, a couple of sets for a really, really nice price, by the way, including like the Star Dragon and the Shanhai, of course, which is, where the heck did I put it? It's one of the stars of the show. It better be out here somewhere. Oh, did I put the box on top of it? Oh, here we go. Okay, sorry about that, guys. So yeah, he got me a bundle deal because he knew he wasn't going to be listening to the sets, and I was like, well, I'll take them because, you know, it's a great price and I can use them for content on the channel. So the Shanhai is also a triple dynamic driver configuration, 110 beryllium coated. Sorry, I didn't mention that. The Leteciel is also beryllium coated. and 2 6s. And I graphed them, and I was like, that graph looks really, really fucking familiar. And that's because it is. And I'll do the graph reveal in a second, but I want to show you something else first, because I just wanted to make sure I wasn't going nuts. Well, I am going nuts, but that's for other reasons right now. On the specifications that we looked at for the Shark, this is the Leteciel Shark now that we're looking at. Sensitivity 104 decibels, impedance of 16 ohms, FR response range 20 hertz to 20 kilohertz. There we go. 10 millimeter high performance beryllium plated driver and 2 custom coaxial dynamic driver. And there it is. Okay. Now, we bop on over to the Shanhai. Resistance 16 ohms, sensitivity 104 decibels, 20 hertz to 20 kilohertz in the frequency response. And if I can get down here a little bit further, 10 millimeter with 2 6 millimeter coaxial dual dynamic. Beryllium plated 10 millimeter coaxial. Okay, I mean, and just it's the same stuff, guys. It's the same internals exactly. A 10 millimeter beryllium coated driver and 2 6s in coaxial configuration. Now that'd be one thing, right? It'd be one thing if it's just like, okay, well, you know, that could happen, right? There's only so many different configurations and sensitivities and resistances and, you know, all that kind of stuff. It could just be a, oh, I don't know, it could just be a coincidence, a coinky-dink, one might say. But it's not. It's not. Okay, so if I take this out, I'll take out the right channel and go with left. And I bring in, let me make sure this is the Shark. And, oops, the Shark and the, thank God I labeled all of these. All right, so Shark right, Shanhai, those are the earlier ones. Okay. All right, so if I do Shanhai left, which is green 2, and I do Shark left, which is, I'm going to do a different color here. Shanhai right, Shark left. Okay, so that's going to be light green and dark green. The Shark is the light green, the Shanhai is the dark green. You won't be able to see the difference in the greens. It's not going to matter. If I pop the other one up, there it is. It's the same frequency graph. It's the same. Same dips, same peaks, same roll-offs, same mid-bass, same mids, same ear gain, same peak, same everything. The Shanhai and the Shark are the same set. I don't know, you know, I'm not sitting here going like I've just uncovered the greatest conspiracy on the face of the planet. I know this happens, okay? Companies work with each other. That's fine. I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with the same set being released under 2 different brands or names, even, you know, even like closely related. Like, I don't have a problem with that. As long as people are transparent about it and there isn't some sort of crazy, egregious price difference. For the ivipQ set, you just get the case and tips. It comes just like this. There's no unboxing. It's just the case, the cable, and the ear tips, and it's all in here. It comes in a plastic wrap. Okay, fine. So there's no unbox. But I want to ask you this, okay? Ear tips are the same set, you know, same amount of ear tips. Is it worth it to you? Is this difference, the price difference, between $67.62 and $109.90, which is a, let me do my math here, $42 and like 23-cent difference? Is it worth it? Is that amount of difference worth it to you? To get a box, some acrylic badges, and a different faceplate? I want you to ask yourself that, because I asked myself that, and my answer is absolutely fucking not. Shells are freaking identical except for the faceplate. The graph's identical. The specs are identical. Everything on these two sets are identical. It's the same set. Now, $42 is $42, whether that's a lot to you or a little to you. But percentage-wise, it's a huge amount. Right? That's the difference between spending $420 on a set and $1,100. $670 on a set and $1,100. That's massive. That's like 60-70% more. Right? I'm talking about markup. Okay, not like, yeah, it's not twice as much in overall price, but if you look at markup, it's like a 60% markup. It's the same exact set, guys, with a different faceplate and a box and a different case. So that's it. Buyer beware. Okay. Just you got to be careful, and I hope this helps somebody make a decision or decide not to do something and save them some money. They sound exactly the same. Okay, I A/B'd them. There's no difference between the two sets from a sonic standpoint. Nothing. Zero. Zilch. Nada. So there you go. There is your... Oh, and just so I don't completely leave out the R1, the Artti R1 is better than both of them. So there you go. And I said that when I reviewed the Shanhai last time. The Artti R1, the OG, yeah, Artti is the better triple dynamic driver, hands down. It just better sound quality, better tuning, better balance. It's just not as pretty. What are you going to do? You know? The R1's, you got to, you know, it's not super pretty. But it is a metal shell, I will say that. And it's not like boring. It's just different. Easily the best of the three sets. And I should just say the best of the two sets, because these sets are the same. Same, no difference. Yeah, that's it. So there's my recommendation. If you want a triple dynamic driver, buy the Artti R1. It's a better experience all around, and you're not getting ripped off, and you're not... you know, you're not buying a cable company's IEM, which was then recycled into a very well established IEM company's IEM. Yeah, bummer. I'm removing my recommendation for the Shanhai. I think I gave it a soft recommend. I'm removing that too, just for lack of transparency. I hope this sends a message, because these companies, they're doing it. You're doing it wrong. Okay? If you're going to do this shit, tell people. Tell people. They'll appreciate it, and they'll still buy your products. Okay? And maybe try this at, around the same price as the Shanhai, or $10 more because you get a box and some acrylics. Go ahead. Okay? $10 more would not be egregious. $42 is fucking egregious. I'm in a mood. I'm not in the mood to hold back. So that's where it's at. Leteciel Shark. Not recommended. ivipQ Shanhai, not recommended. Artti R1, recommended. That's going to wrap it for today, guys. You'll probably catch a post or two from me over the weekend. Wish me luck. Don't worry. Still going to be in my son's life. Still not going to allow myself to be put into a bad situation. But things, they are a-changing. And that's going to cause me to gear back on the channel for a bit until things get worked out. So appreciate the love and support that you guys have given me over the past year and a half. Don't worry, I'm not going anywhere. Just a little bump in the road. All right. For now, be careful, be safe, be nice. Love y'all. Nothing but peace to you. See you next week.